Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the functions in Python. First of all, we should know what is the definition of function. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. This is actually it's a set of statements. Okay, we can pass data known as parameters into a function. A function can return data as a result. So suppose if we want to do any function, we can write the function as a block of code, and when we call the function we get the answer. So now we can pass the data, and the data are called parameters, and the function can also return a result. Let us see the benefits of the functions. What is the use of functions? It increases the code readability. Suppose if we have a big program, and how we write an essay as a different type of paragraph, so the same way big program can be written as part by part or module by module. They are called the functions or the subprograms. So those helps to improve the readability of the program. It helps to read the code properly. That is called readability. Second is the advantage is it increases the code reusability. Suppose we have defined a function and the same function is used for some other purpose, we can reuse the code again. Just that is the another advantage of using the function. So the functions advantage of using the functions are readability and reusability. Let us see how to create a function. In Python, a function is defined using the def keyword. So the example here is def, that's the keyword. My function is the function name, and within the bracket it is empty. So it is the brackets called the parenthesis. And the statements just given as an example, print hello from a function. So that's how the definition is over. Now when the name is mentioned, it is called as a function call. So now we are just, this function has no return value, just it is defining a function. So now the function call is done by the function name. So the function name is my function. This is the function call. So this is how to create a function and make a function call. Okay, now let us see the picture. So the def, the keyword, then space function name, and then space parameters within the brackets, and under the and colon. Here colon is the end of the any definition statement, and then we have the any other statements, body of the statement or the body of the function, and then return expression. So the function may return a value or expression. This is the structure of the function. Okay, so now let us see the what do you mean by the arguments and parameters. So the values within the parameters after the function name are called parameters or arguments. The names are different, but the place where it is called is according to the place where it is used, it is called as an arguments or parameters. So what is the use of parameters? Information can be passed into functions as arguments. That means we can use the data to pass the function as the arguments of the function, and arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis. So we are writing the after function name, we put a bracket and write the name list, variable list. They are all the parameters. We can add as many arguments as we wish, just to separate them with a comma. So how many variables we want, we can use it. They are written using the comma in between. So now when it is called a parameter is the variable listed inside the parenthesis in the function definition. So while writing the function, that is called function definition, there we use the variables that is called as parameters. But the same variables, when it is used in the function call, it is called as an argument. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the parameter and the function. So parameter, it is the variable is named as parameter when it is used in the function definition. That is the starting place, and after we are calling the program to get the answer, in that place the variables are called as arguments. A function must be called with the correct number of arguments. Suppose we want to define a function using two parameters, and then we have to make a call also using two parameters. If you use one or more than two, if the number of parameters does not match, then it will be an error in the calling of the program. So that's all about the arguments and parameters. Now let us see the types of the functions. The function types are, in general, it is two types. They are the built-in function as well as the user-defined function. What is the built-in function? Is a library function which is the standard built in Python or any programming language, and it is ready to use. But in the case of user-defined function, the user has to define the function for his necessity, for the application he wants. That is called as user-defined function. The functions defined by the programmer to reduce the complexity of big problems and to use that function according to their need. This type of function is called as user-defined function. And then we have some examples for the functions. And the built-in functions, many are there. Just you have mentioned a few. For example, first one is len. Len, it returns the length of an object or a value. This you have seen in the list, length of the list. So len give the length of the any object or value. List, it returns a list. And next built-in function is the max. It is used to return the maximum value from a sequence. Suppose we have a list or a set, it will get, this max function will get the highest value in the set. Likewise, we have the minimum function also. This will get the minimum value from the list or the set. Then open, this is used in the case of the files. When we use the file, we are using the function called open to open the file. Next is the print. It is a common print statement to display the value on the screen. And then str is a string function. It is used to return the string object or value. That means we can convert one data to other data. So the type of the any object or value is got using this str function. And then we have the sum function. This function is used to list the sum of values inside the sequence. Suppose we have a list and it has some few values, some 2 or 3 values. If you want to sum the total, the values inside the list, we can use the sum function. Then type. This helps to return the type of the object. So you define some any a list or a tuple or a character or integer, whatever you define, and then if you just type, it will give the type of the object or the variable used. Then next is the tuple. It is used to return a tuple. So tuple, we know it's one type of collection which has the collection of values. Or mixed type of values or same type of values. So when you use the function tuple, it will give the tuple as the answer. These are all few functions, built-in functions available in Python. There are many functions available. Just for example, we have given a few. This is enough for the presentation of the answer. Next is the user-defined function. So as we have mentioned earlier, user-defined function is defined for the purpose of the user. Suppose I want to print the biodata or to give the personal details of mine, I can use this program, def personal details. So this is an example for the function with no parameters and no return values. So we can see in the function here, after the function definition, some name comma age is equal to some variable name comma some value is given, and then we have defining address is equal to some value is given, and then we have print name and then colon. The curly braces are called the placeholders. They are the format. This is the formatted print statement which is having the placeholder to print the value after some space. So we have name, age, address, dot format. This will format the variables name, age and address according to the format given within the brackets. And within the format, what has to be formatted? We have to format name, age and address. So name, age, address are the variable names that has to be formatted using the formatting statement like name, colon, then curly braces, slash n. This slash n give the values next line, one by line. It gives the answer one by one line by other line. So this is the function definition is over now. Now we are using the function call. So function call is just the function name. Here the function definition has no parameters, and also the function call has no arguments. Okay, there is no variable inside the brackets, both in the function definition as well as in the function call. So this is the function example with the no parameters and no return values. Let us see the another example where we have the function parameters as well as the return values. So I have taken the example of the square root program we are done in the practical classes. So def is the function definition, Newton method is the function name, and then within the brackets we have number comma number of iters. This is the number of iteration is equal to 100. So now here these two are the function parameters. They are defined using the function parameters. Then a is equal to float of number. Now float is a typecasting which converts the value which is got into the variable a, that is the float of number. And then for I in range of number of iteration, this is a for loop, simple for loop, and it gives number is equal to 0.5 into number plus n by number. This is the formula to find the number plus a by number. This is the formula to find out the square root of any number using one method called Newton-Raphson method. So now the for loop is over. Now return number. This return number will return the value from the function. So this function example has parameters as well as the return value. So it has arguments as well as the parameters. So here there are two parameters are defined inside the function definition, and in the function call there is only one argument is there. And now the program goes like this. We are getting the input number to which we want the square root of the number, and then print square root of first number, comma Newton method of a. That here Newton method, here this place it is called as function call of a, means a is substituted to the number in the first parameter. That likewise we will get the second number also, input the second number and print the square root of the second number is Newton method of b. Now b is given to the substitute to the variable number. So this is the example of function with the parameters and return values. Okay. Now we have see another example with the function of the parameters and return values. So they are just taken a few portion from the calculator program. Just definition add of x comma y, return x into y. This are x plus y. Likewise some definition subtract x minus, return x minus y. So here this example says that the function can also return the expression. That's why I taken the example here. The function can also return an expression also. In the previous program return number is there, that's a variable. Now here return x plus y is the expression. So likewise the function goes like this. Just I have put a dotted line, there are many lines over here, and the function call comes here. If choice is equal to 1, print num1 comma plus num2 is equal to add of num1 comma num2. Here add is the function call. Same way, if choice is equal to 2, now we are calling the second function which is the subtract num1 comma num2, and the program goes like this. This we have just given mention. So here this example is taken to mention that the return can also be an expression. Okay. So next is the recursion is a special type of function where the recursion is a function which a function call itself. That is the good example we can give is the Fibonacci number. So the Fibonacci here, def recur fibo is the function name of n is the parameter. If n less than 1, return n, else return recur fibo of n minus 1 plus recur fibo of n minus 2. Now in the function definition itself the function call is made. So the function call itself again and again until it reaches the answer. So this is an example of recursion function. So that's all the definition of function and the example of how the function can define with and without parameters and also with and without return values. Hope it is easy and simple to follow, and thanks for watching.